We just finished building this budget DIY container shop. It's an outdoor space for us to work on buses. All in all, this project cost us about $22,000. I'm going to go through and show you the whole project from start to finish. It was a lot of fun. The container arch system we purchased from Cherry Industrial. It was really affordable. It's long lasting. The Tarp has a 8-year warranty on it. Very budget friendly. We did all this work ourselves. If you had to hire a company to do this, the project would be so much more expensive. You got to have 2 shipping containers. We had purchased them from Danny at Container Depot in Nashville, and they were around $2,500 a piece is the average that we paid for them. And the other real big hit to the budget was the concrete for the pad, 6 inches thick, and it was about $5,500 for the concrete. We already had the shipping containers here and placed. Luckily, I have a good friend, John, who brought over his track hoe, and we were able to use that to move the containers around. He didn't charge me anything. He just came over and helped me do that one day. He had to get everything lined up the right distance apart and square and level. That was probably the hardest part. This container I had already placed several hundred feet away, so we had to drag it all that distance and spin it around. So the track hoe did a good job. Troy and his son Lake came over and helped us too. We ran a string to go diagonally here to make sure we can get everything square and lined up. It definitely helped out. A string came in real handy. Also, if you're leveling a shipping container, this little device you can buy, it hooks in the bottom knuckle on the container and you can put a jack under it and lift it with a jack. The structure itself came in this really big box. We just unloaded it with a tractor. It shipped really fast. It came freight shipment, but we had it within like a little over a week of ordering it. It all came packaged really well. Pretty clear instructions on it. It wasn't difficult at all. Just needed the right equipment, which we luckily had. The first thing you do is you assemble this long rail along the top of the container, and it's got these base plates kind of mounted in it. It securely mounts in. There's clamps that go on. It all bolts together. It's fairly easy assembly. Yeah, and then these clamps also help hold it down on there. Plus it's mounted in the holes too. After assembling the arches, we used the bucket truck to lift them into place and slide them back in the bases. It was relatively easy to do. Just tie a string to it so you can kind of navigate it around. Okay. Once you get all the arches up, there's some cross bracing that goes between all of them, and it's relatively easy to do too. The bucket truck came in perfect for doing this. It's honestly just like building a giant erector set when you were a kid. Can't really be afraid of heights though, because you are about over 20 feet in the air in the middle there. Once it's all assembled and everything, you want to throw some ropes across the top of it so that you can pull the canvas up over it. So we ran a few ropes over it and we all grabbed it and did the old heave-ho. That was very difficult.
Stop!
Around the ends, you have to tie some lacing around it so it kind of loops around and around and around so it holds it tight so the wind can't get up under it. And then there's a bunch of ratchet straps that hold the ends down. So there's a bunch of them, these all along the sides, the top of the containers, a row of ratchet straps. Plenty of height for us to park buses under here. The center area is 21 feet with the height of the containers that we have. We've actually had this structure up for 2 years. We've had some really bad windstorms, thunderstorms. Here's a thunderstorm you watch in the background. You'll see a carport that we had get blown away, and the carport was anchored down, and nothing was done to the container shelter at all. Yeah, there goes the carport flying through the wind there, completely destroyed. And that carport had been up for a couple years through some really bad storms too, but it just got destroyed. So this shelter has held up really well. We've even had really good snow load on it. We had a whole bunch of snow on it one winter. I'm definitely getting concerned about the snow load on the shelter, as we're already about 7 inches of snow right now. And we're expecting another 3, maybe more. And yeah, the snow load's a concern at this point. We weren't ever supposed to get this much. Look how much is blown through the middle. Man, yeah, it's just coming straight through. So I put the car in here to keep the snow off of it. That worked out well. We were able to remove a lot of the weight of the snow just by taking a broom and touching the sides of the container and the shelter, and it would just break off and slide down. So this was really easy to do to relieve all the weight from it. So we kept the shelter like that for almost 2 years, and we decided we're going to put a concrete foundation in between it so that we can have a really good spot for us to work on buses with concrete. So we had to level everything out and get it ready for the concrete. And luckily we have all the equipment here to do that ourselves as well. We had to order in a load of gravel for the base under the concrete. This was about $700. Once we got the gravel all in and leveled, and then we compacted it with the plate compactor, so we got a really good solid foundation for the concrete. We're going to keep it pretty wet over the next few days. That helps with the curing process, makes it stronger. We did this on the shop floor too. We're painting the shipping containers. It's going to really make everything look a lot nicer. We're doing a nice bright white color in the middle so that we have good reflective light in here. So we should be able to have very good visibility while we're working. Yeah, the paint really is making a big difference. We had to wait 28 days for the concrete to cure, so now we're getting ready to sand it down just to clean up any imperfections on it. We're going to put a finish on it. We got to etch it with some acid etch as well. You'll be halfway done as soon as you're done with this square.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She sanded it all down. Looks good. It's kind of polished then, and all the little chunks, and yeah, it looks really good. Now we're going to pressure wash it, and then it's going to get acid washed. This is the acid etch that we use. This like foams up on there, and it makes the surface accept the paint really well. Etch. Definitely fizzes up on there. Doing a final pressure wash clean of everything after the acid treatment, and then we're going to squeegee it off and then let it dry, get the moisture out of the concrete, and then we can apply the finish to it. After consulting the manufacturer, and we had bought 4 cases of this stuff here, they didn't recommend this for it because it's outdoors and it's going to get a lot of UV light, and there's no UV protectant in that. That's for indoor use only because of the UV. And the UV would cause it to fade and maybe chip up easily. So they said not to do that. They recommended this to us here because this has UV protection in it. And then we are adding this non-skid additive, a whole bunch of these packets of this stuff that go in there to make it so it's not slippery at all. But yeah, UV and weather resistance on here, so very important. And everything is all ready to go out there. This paint ball. Isn't that cool? Got it at Lowe's. Painting the sides of the container green color. Probably going to do another coat a little darker than this color, but we wanted to kind of blend into nature here a little bit better. This is going to be a really nice outdoor shop for us. We're going to be able to have at least 2 buses in there that we can work on. The concrete pad is longer than the container shelter, which is 40 by 40, so the concrete is 50 feet long. So we'll be in the shade, we'll be out of the rain, as long as it's not raining sideways. When it rains sideways, you get wet in there. But it's a beautiful shelter. We're going to love having it. We can have a lot of overflow work from the shop in here now. We're going to have our customers, if they live in their RV full time while we work on their bus, they can stay out here. Then we don't have to worry about the smell from the sewer and stuff like that. I just did my first sewer dump, so my RV dump comes out of there and right into there. Very convenient. And I got another one over there for if there's another bus on this side, then they can go there. And then if somebody's pulling into the shop, we can do a dump over here. So we've already had the Quonset hut arch shop for about 5 years, 2 bays. So this was just a lot less expensive for us to do this with this outdoor container shelter. Obviously it won't be air conditioned and heated the way the other shop is, but just a fraction of the price. It's definitely worth it and a nice spot for us to have overflow work. Yeah, all said and done, we were about $22,000 into this project. I think it was well worth it. Again, it was DIY, so we did all that work ourselves. If you had to hire somebody, and we had all the equipment here already, that made it nice too. So if you're looking at doing something like this, I definitely recommend this. It's held up really well. We've had the arch up for 2 years. It's very durable. It's lasted through some very serious thunderstorms. We really enjoy it.